Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor. Uh, we'll catch you up to date. What's been going on? Why I've been absent. So please, I know a lot of people only watch 4 or 5 minutes of one of my videos. Watch this one through the whole thing. I'm going to try to make it pretty short, but as you know, as I'm going and I'm talking, it could carry on a little while. Hopefully we don't get into the hour range. But first I want to apologize for my absence. Secondly, I want to thank everybody. It just shows how great of a community this is. It has reached out to me, whether it be a text, phone call, or an email. What's going on, Rusty? Where you been? Missed your videos. Blah, blah, blah. And I truly appreciate all that. It's nice to hear from everybody, even though it was kind of a disappearance circumstance type thing. It's not, if you recall, way back about 4 or 5 months ago, I told you I was going to be getting super busy. Videos would come fewer and far between, and I really didn't get into a whole lot of details, but we are today. First, I want to say I had an uncle. He's more like a big brother. There's only 9 years difference between the two of us. And he's basically the only member of my family from my mother's side that's left alive. He's unfortunately suffered a severe heart attack. A week and a half later, his kidneys had already started failing him then. Suffered a debilitating stroke. He's paralyzed his whole left side of his body. Now he is on dialysis 3 days a week, 4 hours a day for the rest of his life to keep him alive. It's that severe. But between me and him, we had over 45 acres of property in the state of Virginia, about the mid of the state, mid area of the state. It's about an hour and a half or so south of Roanoke, if you guys are familiar with the territory. So, after traveling many, many times between here and there and, visiting with him when he's in the hospital, trying to get stuff taken care of, blah, 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 we realized that it's going to entail a lot more. Mainly getting his, all of his personal stuff in order, getting everything arranged, taken care of, sold off, that he would no longer need, because now he's not nowhere near mobile as he used to be. And without somebody taking care of it constantly, it would deteriorate and basically would be worth nothing. So we did that between several moves between the state of Virginia to South Carolina. We got all the personal items that he wanted to keep and needed from Virginia back down to South Carolina. We got the properties ready in South Carolina. They've been sold now. So I had to go back and forth for closings and other stuff being sold on the properties. And, pretty much everybody's had to go through it, or you will have to go through it one time in your life. Hopefully not, because it is, at least to say, very, very time consuming. Well, all this happened right in the midst of me and my wife had just bought a camper, a campsite, had all these plans, and I basically played relax R&R in between all these trips and things I had to take care of, which was not as much as we had planned to. And also, one of the closings fell right at Acme. Not as far as placement, but time-wise. So I had to cancel all of my reservations for Acme. I called and let a few people know that I wasn't going to be able to go, and texted a few people. It really did suck. And I missed getting to see everybody, the show itself. I've watched a few videos that people took footage of. Looked like there's a really good turnout this year. Congratulations to all the winners. I don't know who they are. I've not seen any videos yet on who won and the categories and all that. Now, I know this year was the trucks and Mustangs, which you all know we were doing the diorama for the truck part. We had the project coming in from MGSF, which I'm not going to really announce why right now, but that was kind of another deciding factor in me taking a sabbatical. It wasn't modeling that overwhelmed me or anything like that. Because, again, at the end of the day, guys, this is just a hobby. Something we do for fun, to relax, maybe to break away from reality for a little while. And I truly do enjoy it. But over these past 4 or 5 months, I've had a lot of time to reflect. I've also had my truck break down, which required me to come up with quite a bit of money just really quick. Kind of one of those things in between paycheck type things. And I sold off about 100 of my models in order to cover those expenses. So, that, and then from a different side of the family, I had an aunt that's, she's up in her 80s, and she's realized now that it's kind of down to crunch time, that she has to get her affairs in order, and she's going to need help and assistance. So that's going to take me at least, she could live another 3 or 4 years, but she's constantly going to need assistance. Trips to the doctors, possibly hospitals, and getting her estate set up and ready to go for whatever, whether she moves into assisted living, a nursing home, or what have you. So it falls on my shoulders, so to speak, and make a long story short. So for the next foreseeable future, I'm going to be really dedicating my time to these 2 family members and to the camper. And we are going to try to reorganize and reshuffle this channel a little bit to kind of fit in between all that as much as we can. Because on top of that, guys, remember, I have a granddaughter that lives with us, my daughter, which she graduates in the spring. And, then they'll eventually, once she saves up enough money, they'll be moving out and on their way, which will take my workload down a little bit, but not a lot. But I do have responsibilities. Like, I take my granddaughter to school, I pick her up from school, and other activities here and there. So my time is this much now. And to reflect back real quick, you guys know we have the diorama. It's about 50%, 60% done. We have Shorty. That's the F100 4x4. That is about, I'd say it's about 70, 75% done. We have the one Impala, which is a project for my uncle's live-in girlfriend. I consider her an aunt, but she works full-time, 2 jobs, to help fluctuate everything now that my uncle can't do pretty much anything. So it's just a way to say thank you to her. And it was a replica of her car, or her father's car, when she was a little girl. So she had very fond memories of it. We will, down the road, we'll take a look at that and kind of go over it and everything else. It's pretty much a box stock. Couple added details underneath the hood, just for realism. Other than that, it's just bone stock. And we were using the Foose kit, the 66 Impala. The color is white, red interior, stock hubcaps. Everything's stock on it, not modified in any way. And then you've heard me mention that we had the birthday project for my brother-in-law. That is our number one focus right now. His birthday is in November, late mid-November. So we got to get that done. We're also working on a project for Ernest. He did a lot of work for this diorama, and I didn't hesitate to say yes when he asked me to do this. And we're about 80% done with the priming and body work, if you want to call it that. We've got one more coat of primer to put on, and then dry brushing, and then we'll be ready to start painting. And I've wanted to get started on that a couple weeks ago, and other things popped up. So that is the reason or reasons that I have been absent. I hope to get really back into it here the first week of November, and then maybe be in full swing from there on out, other than doctor's appointments I have to go to, a trip back down to South Carolina. And now with the hurricane that came through, it kind of wiped out my route that I go, which is about 7.5, 8 hours. Now it's going to cause a 12 to 14 hour drive, which means I cannot physically drive that in one day, just due to health and everything else. And I don't see real well at night. So unfortunately, that's an expense too. I've kind of depleted all my extra funds this year between the camper, all the traveling I've had to do. So that puts a really tight wrench on extra money coming in for the hobby. As I said, I sold off 100 kits. I'm still 300 plus deep. I've only bought one kit. I will take a look at it here in a second. It's actually still in the bag. That shows you how much time I've had. And I'll tell you how I obtained the kit. We were at the campground for a weekend. We ran up to get a bite to eat, and there was a Goodwill store. My wife needed a few things for, I forget what it was. But anyways, I saw up on the shelf there was a model sitting there. And I looked at it, I was like, oh, this one I don't have. I've been thinking about that one, so I got it. It was like $10, $15, something like that. Still factory sealed, never been opened. So that was a win-win for me. I did get a day down here a few weeks ago. I kind of got some stuff cleaned up and organized. The 3D printer cleaned up because the resin has been sitting in the vat for over 3 months. So I got that all cleaned up. And I actually worked on Spunky's Ernest project there for a little while. And the diorama, I worked on the truck part of it. We've got the engine painted, all the parts figured out. Our thing came in from Lee Barrett, where he did his part, made all the custom machine parts, but he's going to make a video about that here soon. And then he wants me to wait until after he's done with that before I do a video on everything that he did. But you can kind of look forward to that one too. That'll be a specialty video. Same way the one for my aunt, uncle's girlfriend, and then my brother-in-law's project. Spunky's, or not Spunky's, but the Shorty. We'll do, trying to keep those separate, and we'll do a video on that. So our goals right now is to get the birthday project done, then Ernest's, then my aunt's, and Shorty. And then try to pretty much be close with being in the final stages of the diorama by the end of the year. That is our goal. And just time allowing, we'll see how that goes. Now, for the MGSF project, which is the 66 Mustang with the wide body kit, I'm not going to get into the details, but that is been put on the back burner due to time and what's ahead of it and everything else, where it would have got pushed to the front of the line to get it done for Acme. I did a video on that showing you everything that comes in the kit. I made a comment that I would like to retract and apologize for making it, because beknownst to me, I was supposed to be the only one in the United States to have it. That's what was told to me. That was our agreement. And as pretty much all of you know, that I was not the only one to have it in the United States. Now, from the videos I've seen, I don't think I saw any on the table at Acme, which would have still been sweet. I would have had the only one there, but I could be wrong about that. But right now, this channel is sponsorship-less, not by any hard feelings or ill will. Other one thing we'll talk about down the road. Ryan Jones is just super busy, caught up. So he's kind of taking a step back on that for now. Hobby Nut Models, we kind of parted ways a while back, almost a year now. Or it's been about a year. And, so we're just kind of trying to reformat the channel a little bit here. We're going to kind of hone in on it and just kind of go back to the very beginning of one project at a time. That way maybe I can get through all this before I kick it. So again, I hope everybody understands, I'm human. Life does take over. There's bigger and more important responsibilities that have to be taken care of before you can come down here and play with your cars, so to speak. Because again, at the end of the day, it's just a hobby. It's not priority. But for the unseeable future, I will not be attending any shows. It's just because I don't want to make reservations, put out money, and then have to cancel reservations, wait to get my money back, all this other stuff. And then the financial aspect of it, of planning trips that are, especially in our economy, you guys know what gas costs and food and everything else. It's just a bigger, to where that money was always kind of play money and mad money. Now it's a necessity money, and it leaves no play money or fun money. So, I'm on fixed income. I am disabled. And as part of my journey that you guys have been following along with, I started back in January. I have officially lost 100 pounds from January to this present day. I started off about 325 pounds, give or take 5 or 10 pounds. I was a big boy. Now I am down to, give or take 5 pounds. I'm between, give or take a little more than that. I average between 228 and 235. Sometimes I'll jump up to 240, but it is all due to the mesonomon. It's not to get nasty and technical, but it messes your stomach up. So, if you're a regular guy and you go once, twice, 3 times a day, kudos to you. I'm lucky if I go once or twice a week. And then, my system gets cleaned out. And that varies 5 or 10 pounds, one way or the other, which is okay at this point because I'm at my goal weight. I don't want to really go under that, and I really don't want to go above 240. So I gave myself a good range of 225 to 240 to stay at. Now, I'm sure you can tell on camera a little bit. I'm a lot thinner. I'm in a 34 waist now, where I was wearing 46 waist. I was wearing 3X and 4X, depending on the style of shirt. Now I'm down to a 1X to a 2X, depending on the style of shirt. And I feel a lot better. We were hoping it would decrease leg pain and problems with my leg and my back. It really has not made a big significant change in all that, so which tells me they're really, really bad. So, I look forward to that down the road. Right now, we're still putting off back. I feel better in the back. I'm more mobile, so we don't want to operate when I'm doing okay. This left leg is still giving me fits. This past summer, it swelled up 3 times its normal size. Felt like it was going to split wide open. We had to cut a shoe off my foot just to get the shoe off, and they can't figure out why. So now they're going to refer me to a specialist that hopefully will determine the reasons that's happening now. Bone-wise, interior, everything looks good. So that kind of gets you up to date on my health. I was going to reveal the birthday thing today, but there's always the possibility of my brother-in-law watching my videos. So it's still a secret as far as I know. So I don't really want to give that away yet. Sneak peek. That's all I can give you. But that will come soon, because right before I do give it away to him, I do want to make a video on it. I will release that video after it has been given to him, but it'll kind of get you guys caught up to speed. We'll talk about it. I'll show you, everything about it. Also, shop cards. I've said this before, but it also falls under I've not had time. My niece did the artwork for the new shop cards. She got the artwork sent to me, so I have the artwork still. I check it faithfully every day to make sure it's still in my email. I just got to get that uploaded to CVS or Walgreens and have those printed out. I still have everybody's, because like I said, I've been putting everybody in a file that I need to send one out to. And if you are still interested in getting one, you can just drop me an email. My email is always in the descriptions down below. And as soon as I get those printed out, I will get those out to you. Now, if you were attending Acme, hopefully you got to meet old Tom, Rambler 69. He had his wife graciously made coins for me for the show this year, even though I wasn't able to attend. He was, I hope he did. He passed those out to individuals at the show. So if you got one of my coins, drop it down in the comments. Let me know you got one. And, it was just kind of my way of doing something, even though I wasn't able to be there, to people that do follow this channel. So hopefully you got one if you were there. I have to talk to him still to see. I want to see how he did at the show, for one. And him and Brad and Luis Perez, I'd like to see how all they did at the show, and a few others. And I can get a count if there is any left. Maybe I can get him to send those to me, and then via that, once I get them, then I can get them out to whoever would like one, if there is any. So don't hold me to that, because there's only a limited amount that were made, and that's it. There's no more to be made for this year. I probably won't do that next year, because chances are I will not be there next year either, unfortunately. The diorama will be done, so I'll be itching at the bullet to get to some kind of show to reveal it. But until then, it'll stay up here. Maybe that'll give me time to get the case built for it too, because that's going to be a necessity to keep dust off of it. Because if you guys are aware, when you're not in a room for a very long time, and it happens to be underneath other rooms, the walking and stomping across the floors, I've got about an 1/8 inch of dust on everything down here. So it's going to take me a good week to come through here, dust everything, vacuum, clean, Windex, blah, blah, blah. And that's just, part of it. But to let you know, like I said, in the next week or two, we will hopefully be full steam down here, other than a day here, a couple days here and there, I should say, that it will take for taking care of my aunt, because she's local but not local. She's about 35 minutes away from me. And it's usually a whole day event. So there's no trying to plan anything down here in the shop while that's going on. We do have a project coming up, hopefully before the end of this year. It'll be another real long project. Again, it's for my good friend Jay at Jay's Mini Scale Garage. If you're not subbed, go check his channel out. He does a lot of stuff with Dukes of Hazzard, and a lot of other great, cool builds. He's a funky builder, and just creates stuff out of the passion of his head. So it's one that he's been wanting to build for a long time, and he's still not real steady enough to attempt it on his own. So he's asked me if I'd be interested in doing it, and I said yes, of course. I love it. Still to date, his Cutlass is the most detailed model I've ever built. And hopefully he gets to a show here before long to show it. So you guys can actually see that in person. And then you guys can let me know what you think about it. Those of you that get to see it in person. I always appreciate any feedback I can get. It helps as a modeler to improve your skill. Sorry guys, I have something sticking out of the palm of my hand. I'm trying to get it out. Anywho, and we also have the buddy build that I had to postpone. I still need to finish printing off all the parts for that, and then I can get a hold of Norman, and we can get started on that. And another one, possibly, with Norman. And we've not really got anything new. I do have these to show you. Oops. Sorry for disappearing. But we now have coffee mugs. You guys see those? I'm not going to push these. You know, if you are interested in getting one, you know, you can get a hold of me via my email. I will get a final price, and I'll update you guys on what it costs. I don't think they're really super expensive. It is a metal mug, and it's, you know, it's kind of one of those insulated type things. It's not like a Yeti, so don't be expecting that right off the gate. But it's fairly thick, so it's a little insulated. I have a secondary one that was a misprint that she sent me, and I've used it a couple times, and it keeps your coffee warm fairly long, a little bit warmer than a regular mug. So, and then it's got this cool little, it's got a nice little seal on the lid. You know, you can open it and close it to keep it from spilling. So if you're traveling or you're just down in your shop and you bump it, you're not going to slosh coffee out all over your workbench. FYI, do not machine dishwasher these. Hand wash only. The type of ink she does, I've noticed on the other one, it will cause it to run. So yeah, just hand wash, and you shouldn't have any problems. Best key advice I could tell you, if you are a modeler, which you're following my channel, chances are you are, or even if you're not, you can go get a can of that Kraft clear coat spray and just spray the area where the ink is, and just put a couple extra coats on there to help protect it. That'll make it last for years and years. But if you are, just contact me via email, and I'll be glad to get a final price for you. Like I said again, I don't think they're that expensive. They're not super pricey or anything like that. But it tells you on there, hand wash only, no microwaves. It's not microwave safe. Food safe. The cup is made in China, of course. And she's buying these from Hobby Lobby. So the cups are coming from a reputable, you know, establishment. And then she, of course, she designed my artwork and put those on there. I also received a new t-shirt. This time I got a blue one. A little bit smaller since I've been losing weight. Those are still available. Nobody was really interested in those. Which is a shame, because, you know, guys, it's just a way, an alternative way to help support the channel, and bring new, fresh stuff to the channel, as most people say, content. But, you know, it's cool. I understand. I get it. You know, I can't always afford or buy stuff from all the channels I watch. And I'd love to be able to support all of them. But then we're talking hundreds of channels that I watch, and I just couldn't do it. So, again, I completely understand. But if you are interested in either one, shoot me an email. Let me know if you're interested in the mug or a t-shirt. I'll get the price to you. You can say yay or nay. If you say yay, then I'll get your size and your mailing information. Once I receive payment, the order will be put in, and as soon as I get the shirt back, then I will get the shirt out to you. Just, again, remember, this lady is a nurse. She works full-time and then some. This is a side gig for her. So it would take a little normal than your average guy you watch on YouTube that has a plethora stocked up line, and, you know, they're really making money off their merch. I never planned to do that. It was just a way to, if somebody's interested in it, I could get it to you. You know, I make a few bucks. She makes a few bucks. You get something that, you paid for. Kind of everybody's happy type thing. But if not, no big deal. Again, thank you for all the concern and well wishes throughout the past few months. Again, I'm sorry for the absence of this beautiful face. No, I know it's and I'm finding it hard, even sitting down here making this video, to get motivated to go back into it. and it's just part of it. You got to kind of get back into the flow of it. We did get in our missing piece that we needed for the diorama, which is Vallejo. AK makes stuff too, and I guess if I use this stuff all the time, I could get more detail oriented as far as what is the better or superior brand. But pretty much anything Vallejo I've used is top notch. Everything I've used from AK has been top notch. So I can't really say one or the other is my favorite. But you can get a brush with this kit. So this will just give the dusty, dirty effects on the diorama and anything in the future I do. So I got this off Amazon. It took quite a while because I think it came from overseas. But, I wasn't rushed for it at the time. And then come to find out about all this that's going on, it was no big deal. But we got this in. I did show you the... where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh, it's right here from my face. The Vallejo metal effects, metal colors. This is the copper. This is what we use to paint all the gutters and downspouts for the diorama. Absolutely love the finished product of this stuff. And then to use this Distress spray stain. Now I just use a brush, not the pump sprayer. I've tried it both ways, and I like to control with the brush a little bit better. To each your own, though. Really oxidizes the copper really well. Gives it that aged, old school look. So I'm really happy with those purchases. I've not purchased anything else hobby related other than the model, only because it was sitting on the shelf. It's been out for a while. It's nothing spectacular. Yeah, it was $15.99. And it's the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Only because I have an idea for this that requires bigger tires. And to modify the suspension a little bit. And of course, we'll put our own spin on it, but it's not going to be a really hardcore build. But you can see it's all factory sealed. It's never been opened, not resealed or anything like that. So, yeah, it's cool. I love Jeeps. I don't have any problem with Jeeps. And then other than that, guys, that's really it. I don't know if you can see. I'll lift you up here. So you can see kind of right there that's Junior's tribute build, which we have not got done yet. Thank God there was no time limit on it. Over here is the Mustang with the trans kit right above it. Project Shorty sitting here on the bench. There's the Buddy build, which we'll get a closer look at that when it comes time. And if you want to see, this is an extra large, and it's very baggy on me. So, I can wear some larges. I'm just a real tall guy and broad-shouldered, so they have a tendency to be tight through here, and regular t-shirts are shorter, and I'm a long torso guy, so I don't like the shirts to pull up above my stomach, so I always either buy a size too big, or if I can find them in, big and tall, but yet an extra large, I'll go that route. That way they stay out. I'm at the point now where I'm going to have to start doing some physical work to strengthen a little bit, kind of tone, I guess. I don't want to get ripped again, but to control what I have, and which will help with some of the flabbiness here and there. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm gotten kind of flabby. Yeah, other than that, that's it. And then we got my son's project, all the little Kingdom of Death figures, and then the one figure, what's it called? Magic the Gathering. We've still got to work on that. I have to figure out a drill bit, guys, because I'm going to have to really drill up far to get the light and put a fiber optic rod in there to carry the light from the LED up into the further parts of the body to get that glowing effect. So I've kind of put him on hold a little bit until I can, I need a drill bit that's probably every bit of 7 inches long, just to be able to drill up into areas to get the fiber optic rods into, And that way I can put the LEDs at the bottom and it'll carry the light up through and hopefully give a good glowing effect throughout the whole body. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Everything's still where it was. I'm good to work on the diorama, all the projects we got going. Now, going into the new year, if we can achieve getting everything done by the end of this year that I just named off, the beginning of next year will be the 53 Chevy. We're running late on the wife's choice for this year, so we'll have to do that, which is the Grease Lightning project. I do have the figures printed out. They'll have to get painted. The model will have to get built, but it'll be a fairly cut and dried build. The only thing we'll be adding is plug wires. And then the 2-year-old viewer's choice that I still never got done, which is the 58 Impala. I want to get those projects done. The Pro Street Mustang, all I need is a windshield for that, guys, and it is the new release in the 1971 Boss, is that what they're calling it? Yeah, Boss Mustang, the silver box art. I need a windshield again because the one I got sent from Revell, my fault, I broke it, but I've not come across anybody that had an extra one. So if you know anybody or if you have an extra one that will fit that, let me know. That way I can get that one wrapped up. And then next year also we have the Oliver Biden project, that Mustang, to get it done. We have the 65/66 Chevy truck to finish up. The Ring Brothers Charger and the limited edition Dodge Charger concept car that was sent to us by Joel Eisman Collections. Kind of want to get all my loose ends before we start any other projects. That's kind of the OCD in me. Because I was just going so hard, and then I'd start something else that it kind of killed it for me a little bit. So we got to get those done, and then as far as some that has just been started, we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 on top of that that's been started. One has to be kind of redone a little bit as far as paint work. One I just started cutting away, and then the other one, it's probably somewhere there. So I've got quite a bit to really carry us out and to have some content. I'm still an affiliate of Hobby Nut Models as far as I know. I have to talk to Mark and make sure, but I'll put his link down below also. And it's just pennies on the dollar, guys. Truthfully, it just helps with shipping if I ever make an order from him. I'd really like to figure out a way for people that were truly honest and would like to help support the channel without doing not PayPal, but all the other stuff. It's been so long, guys, I can't even remember what it's called. I'm not monetized. I'm not going to do any of that kind of stuff. I can't dedicate the time to it, for one. And I hate asking people to pay money to join this to get the same information that I'd be giving you for free. So, and you can call it special, extra, behind the scenes, whatever you want. I don't need to do all that. It's going to slow the effects down of constantly creating new content. We're kind of just going to have to go as we go and deal with what we have, at least for quite a while. When I can start, and good chances I'm going back to work part-time, guys. So that's going to be another little wrench in the whole mix. But that will help. That couple days a week will help clear up my deficit in the hobby, as far as where I had X amount of dollars, then I had to use that to fix my truck. Now I have no dollars. So I don't want to take it out of my own pocket. I've got enough coming in my own pocket to supplement my hobby. So we have plenty. We're going to work with what we have, get our assholes and elbows back to the grinding stone. We've got other projects down the line too. We got a couple really big projects. The 57 Chevy that was gifted to me by old Tom. The Firebird Trans Am that my wife gifted me. That's a huge project. And I don't mean just huge this way. That's fully functioning doors, functioning trunk, custom built suspension, all custom 3D printed tires and wheels, engine, all the goodies, roll cage, and it's so big, it's going to be lit as far as lighted up, marker lights, tail lights, brake lights, headlights, interior lights, full blown with a hunk of plastic. What a lot of guys do in these, you see these big builds of the Batmobile and Back to the Future. You spend enjoying the club and you pay a monthly fee and they send you so many parts each month. You got this big huge die cast thing that weighs 50 pounds. I'm going to do that with a hunk of plastic. A lot lighter, and I actually did it. I painted it. I did everything, you know what I'm saying? So other than the things I'm going to have to kind of sub out to people to help me out on to 3D print, because I have a small printer now. It won't print the big stuff like that for a 1/8 scale build. Other than that, I really think that's it. There will be some other changes to the channel. Well, not so much to the channel, but to the shop down the road. I'm going to decrease the man cave part of it, other than my chair. My chair will stay there. But a lot of other stuff is going to leave. Not going to need it. And plus, I have to downsize here before long. The next 2 to 5 years, we will be downsizing and selling our house and moving into what we thought was this is going to be the forever home, to our forever home. Something more to accommodate me with my disability, and as my wife gets older, to accommodate her, so we don't have to worry about moving again or adding extra facilities to our house to accommodate us in our own home. And that would be what you call no-step living. Everything on one floor. There won't be any more bathtubs. They'll both be walk-in showers. Just to keep me from falling, having an accident, tripping over something, so on and so forth. And being just me and my wife at that time, we don't need anything as big as what we have now, even though this was really small in the scheme of things. I went from almost a 3,700 square foot ranch into a 900 something square foot rental property, and then into a 1,400 square foot home, which now is going to be too big for just two of us. But over the next 5 years, we're going to do the best we can. There's some things I still want to fix in the house before we do it, but it'll be time for us to downsize even more, declutter, get rid of things that we no longer need or want, all that kind of thing. So the shop is going to be included in that aspect of it, because wherever we move, my shop won't be as big as this, unless I use the garage, and that is a possibility, and then my shop could be actually a little bit bigger, but we will see. So that's really going to do it for me. We kept this under 45 minutes, 43 minutes, whatever. So again, guys, sincerely, I apologize. I am sorry I didn't make it to Acme. I tried to get time to get down here and make a video to kind of pre-warn people, and just a handful of people that I had their numbers too. I texted them or called them and let them know reasons why, and just we're going to revamp this channel a little bit, try something new. Now I do need to figure out a way to kind of support the channel, and I'm don't want to go those other routes I mentioned. So I got to figure something out, and if nothing else, I can go back to work for a couple days. That shouldn't be too rough on me. We've already discussed it with them, and my past employer, I guess I would call it now. It's still kind of my employer, of what my limitations would be, and they were fine with that, and they would be happy to get me back. So that's a good thing, even if it's just a couple days a week. At least that money will help kind of keep the channel new and lively and interesting, instead of the same old daily grind, which is what we kind of fell into there for a while. We got into a rut, and during that rut, the little bit of depression that I do have and anxiety and everything else, I kind of just swamped myself with a lot of projects that I couldn't get done and I didn't get done. And so now we're going to dig ourselves up out of this little mess, one project at a time. That's our new goal. Instead of 5 or 6 at a time, no more than 2 or 3 at a time. And depending on what they are, we'll deter that, or I'll, dive into it head over heels. If it's a major project, that's going to be it. That's what my attention is going to get. So I kind of ran myself ragged there for a couple years, and it caught up to me, and then life hit me, and a couple other things hit me, and it was all just enough that I kind of had to shut it all down and walk away from it a little bit, and kind of regroup my mental capacity on it all, and get a new perspective for it. And I'm a man of my word, even though my word sometimes gets stretched out a long period of time. A good example, shop cards. I would like to get my editor back up and running so I wouldn't have to take all that time to do that part myself, even though I'm really simple with it, which is also a downfall to the channel. If you watch any other channels and they take the time, or they have somebody do it and create great editing, it really makes the video. It makes it entertaining, and you can't wait to watch the next one. This channel, unfortunately, is not that way, other than the content itself, which is what you guys keep coming back for, which I humbly appreciate. And don't take any of this wrong. I'm not in financial disaster. I don't need money. Don't hit me up and say, well, I'd like to help. I'll send you. I don't need that. I'm just looking for ways to kind of help me along with the hobby for what I have here now. $10, $15, $20 here and there, whether it's I trade you something, I sell you something, or whatever it may be. Or if you bought a mug or a t-shirt, that money can go right into my account, and then I can constantly start getting some new stuff in. That's the only thing I'm talking about. And if that doesn't happen, like I said, I have a backup plan, so it's not a big deal. But, there's quite a bit of channels that I would like to have a t-shirt or a mug of, because I really like your channel, and I know it's a way that I can support them. And a few of them I have. When I have the extra money, I'll order something just to show my appreciation for what they do. And I've not bought any new tools. The only new stuff that you've seen already was that thing of paint and those dirt effects, dust and dirt. I'm feeling like I missed something. Oh, I did. I forgot something. The Dodge Challenger project. That's another one. Also, the was it 65 or 66? 66 Ford F-100. Those all are going to get done before we start anything new, fresh out of the box or anything like that. The only way that will change is if it is a paid commission build. That will kind of take precedence, because then again, I'm getting paid to do that. That is money I can flip back and put into the channel, the shop. There's been a crap ton of new models come out that I would really love to have. I just, like I said, my funds are depleted, so I can't purchase any more new kits. The Jeep was just a fluke. It was cheap enough. I had the money in my hand. I would have peed it away on ice cream or something else, so at least I have something to show for the $15 or $16 I spent on that. And I've been wanting one for a long time and just never pulled the trigger to get it. But, I'm always open to getting kits in. Right now we only have 2 kits. Is it 2 kits? Or 3 kits? 3 kits that we've actually been sent to the channel that I was really not expecting. Well, one I kind of expected, one I did not, or the other 2 I did not. Those are being used in a diorama. The other one is a balsa wood airplane. I have full intentions of building that, because like I said, I want to get those and I want to get them hung up on the ceiling. We've received parts for the A6E intruder. That's another project. We've not started it, but we've got all the parts to do it. That will probably start next year, just as a main project, but we want to get quite a bit of this other little stuff done first. I just don't want you to think I'm getting ahead of myself. And then I do have, oh, wait a minute. I think I showed this to you guys. You can let me down comments know, and then we're going to wrap this up. The Black Hawk helicopter. I'm not can't remember if we talked about it or we showed it. Like I said, it's been so long. But there's quite a few. I think we're going to divulge. I think we're going to do like a car, and then we're going to do like a plane or a tank, then maybe a truck. We're going to kind of break it up. I wouldn't mind doing a Gundam, or anything funky. If any of you out there you want to send me one, you just contact me by email. I'll be glad to give you my address, and when I get it in, I will think on it for a week or two and see what I can come up with. I will keep in touch with you via email, and then we will build it right here on the channel, and you'll get half the credit. You send it to me, I'm going to build it. Depending on what it is, I may actually just send it right back to you after I build it. So I have no problems with that. I have all my documentation from where I make the videos, and I take pictures along the progress that I have to remember it by. So I don't have to physically have it to appreciate it, so to speak. So you guys keep that in mind. Again, my email will be down below. I'll put Mark's email in this Hobby Nut Models for this video for right now. I will try to get a hold of him and see if that's still a thing going on. If it is, then if you guys want to and you need something, it's a great place to go to get stuff. I still get the emails every month. I peruse it, and as I can, I get stuff from there. But would I be open to another sponsor? At this point, I think the only sponsor I'm really leaning to and really would be super interested in, other than a couple other things, would be somebody in the paint world. Whether it be Vallejo, AK, somebody like that that would really help me out tremendously. That's probably one of my number one expenses. I don't know what, you guys can rattle off and let me know what your number one expense is, other than the model kit, of course, itself. But to build your arsenal to build, it's what would you spend the most money on to stock up on to have a good selection. I think mine is really tools and paint. Paint probably being the number one thing. And paint is a lot of categories. Spray paint, airbrush paint, brush paint, different types of paint, thinners, clear coats, all that kind of stuff. You figure by the time you buy your clear coat and everything else, it's almost $100. And that's going on 2 years now, and I've only used a quarter of it. So that's a good investment, that balling on the budget. So I'll leave you guys with that. Again, apologies. I hope this explains to you. You can correspond with me via email. If I know you well enough, we can exchange phone numbers. And you can leave it down in the comments. So I look forward to reading the comments as always. Pass this channel on to somebody. It's going to take us a couple weeks, guys, and then I'll start getting a video out at least once a week for start. And then maybe we can move up to a couple of videos a week for a while, depending on how life hits me. And hopefully you're not too disappointed and you stay around to see what I got coming up. You guys have seen my past. If you don't, go back and watch some of my older videos. You'll see my work. The magazine comes out next month in November, where the Mercedes will be in from the Acme show. So get you a copy of that. My other one, the 65 GTO, is in last year's. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff, guys. A lot of projects coming up. But we're going to tackle the easiest stuff first. We'll move into the stuff I've started and didn't finish, stalled out on it, whatever reason, and then we'll get through those pretty quick. and then we can start moving on to some fresh new projects. And I'll keep you posted on everything along the way. And then I'll be working on some stuff, figuring out how to restructure the channel. And any help I can get, I greatly appreciate it. I'm just kind of, for lack of a better word, kind of struggling right now, I guess, mentally, emotionally, financially, but only pertaining to the hobby, not real life. So I don't need financial assistance. Just kind of beat a dead horse with that, but I don't need financial assistance with life. It's just the hobby. When you're on fixed income, life is what it is. It's, you got X amount of bills and you got X amount of money coming in, and if there's no extra money, then there's no extra money to take from that and feed to the hobby. So you got to get creative and figure out ways to make money or generate money to buy the things you need for the hobby and to create new content for the hobby if you're on YouTube or any other platform. And that's what I'm talking about. So with that being said, you guys are troopers. I appreciate you sticking around. I kind of been watching. I've lost a few subs. That was to be expected, but we've not really dropped a crap ton. Now that I made a video, probably will. But, we're getting there. Just, you guys pass it along. Hit that like button, that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Even if it's just a short, sweet comment. I like reading all of them. That's my way to communicate with you. And I really like doing that. And again, if you want to send me something, just contact me via my email. I'll send you my address, and we will make content out of that. And you never know. I may just be, when I get it all done, I may just send that right back to you, and you'll have that to set up on your shelf somewhere or in your living room, in your display case, whatever it may be. All I did was cost you a model kit or whatever it is that you send. So we'll take that day by day. And then if you're interested in a mug, t-shirt, or something like that, that does help the channel a little bit. It's not going to make me rich by any means. It's not going to buy tons of new stuff to make content for the channel, but it will help. So I guess that's about the only help I'm asking for, is just to help support the channel. Not me individual, not to keep my electric on, not to do anything of that. It's just help support the channel. If you really like my stuff and you would really like to do that, those are some options of ways you can do it, and not to be, dipping into your pocket too deep to do that. But again, you can let me know. Flood those comments, guys. Flood them. I'm glad to be back. I'm getting very excited. But see, that excitement is kind of something I got to work on. I got to tone that excitement down with reality and what I got to do, because if not, I'll get super excited. I'll whip something out and start a new project, and then all this stuff will get thrown on the back burner again. So I've got to stay focused and motivated and determined to get done. I mean, this whole left side of my desk to the left of me is filled with my brother-in-law's project. And then the diorama is sitting back here. So now it's sitting right in front of me. I know what my priority is. Norman's figure sitting right here. As you can see, I got to get the final coat of primer on him, so now he's nice and smooth. And then we'll have to do some dry brushing, and then I can start hand painting. He will be painted by hand, all the detail, shadowing, effects, blah, blah, blah. So that's the second thing. That's the only thing I have in front of me. And I will not be touching the diorama until these two things and my aunt's project are done. The next project after that will be Shorty. And then we'll move on to all the other stuff. Now, the MGSF build, that is a pretty big build, a highly detailed build. So that will be a big build that I will be taking quite a few breaks on, so I can get a lot of the little stuff done in between. So I hope that clears things up. I'm rambling again. I got to work better on that. But again, I hope you guys stay tuned to see what's coming. Got a lot of great ideas, a lot of great builds to do. Off the chart stuff you guys have never seen before. And that's just how I build. And I've kind of accepted that, and kind of working on ways that I can stay on track on that because that's just how I build. I can't. It's hard for me to open a box and just build a box stock, even though probably a quarter of these, that's how they're going to get built. But all the other ones are, it runs through my head like you would be thinking about, oh, I got to go make $50 to pay my phone bill. Well, I'm like, I got to collect all these parts so I can do this build. That's how my mind thinks when it comes to the hobby. And if I break that cycle, it just discombobulates me to where it's hard for me to stay on track and stay focused. And that's what's happened to me is I've had too much of that going through my head and trying to get too much done. And then life threw a curveball at me like I was a bowling pin and boom, I got knocked down. And then what we'll get into down the road kind of hit me and knocked me down even further. And then next thing I know, I had a second family member that's going to require a lot of my time. And that just kind of just took the wind out of my sails. But we're slowly trying to breathe some life back into it. And we'll be getting some videos out here. This one, it'll be a few weeks before I get a video out again. But it'll be on the brother-in-law's build. So look forward to that. The secret birthday project. And that's what it'll be labeled, secret birthday project. And until then, guys, be safe. Get out and vote. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. I look at people for people as humans. The stuff you see on social media and in the news, and the Democrats getting all mad at Republicans and Republicans attacking Democrats physically, physical altercations, damaging property. I don't agree with any of that. I am honest enough, and I love this country enough, and I've served this country I'm Republican. I'm not super ultra conservative, but I am conservative enough that me just saying that, who I'm voting for. But I would not sway somebody voting for who they believe in, because that's what makes it great, is going out that day and voting for who you believe is going to do the best job and the best man win. Just like getting in a boxing ring. Everybody likes Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. You put them both in the ring, they're going to box it out, and whoever's standing is the winner. The election's the same way. So let's knock off all the crap. Everybody get out. Take 2 or 3 people with you if you can or more, and go vote. May the best party win. That's how it should be. So with that being said, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Probably more like 3, just to be safe. I don't want to promise something I can't deliver on again. So in the next 3 weeks, that'll give me time to get this done, or close enough to being done that it's not going to matter that if I reveal it or not. Because like I said, he will have already had it by then. So, the way we keep it a secret. So until then, guys, have a safe one. Vote. Get a model, build it. If you don't build models, you want to get a model, send me the model. I'll build it. Chances are, I'll send it right back to you. Probably most likely I will. Just a way of saying thank you. And, you guys know from previous videos what we got coming up, and I just named off a bunch of other stuff, and we're gonna get to it and get it done. And I look forward to all the comments. And now, after I've rambled 3 different times, it's Rusty Rotor. I'm out, guys. Take it easy.